The next question on the retake review is similar to question 18 from the Unit 2 review, which was also covered on Lesson 3, Example 2B. And so this asks us to factor completely when one factor has been given. So what they're doing is they're giving us something that we don't have a tool like skills to factor, but they're telling us one of the factors of it. So that if I divide by that factor, then I'm able to have a quadratic that I can factor. So what I'm going to use here is synthetic division. So when they give us a factor, remember that our first step is to find it 0. So we're going to find the 0 of x minus 3 by setting it equal to 0 and solving. So that tells us that we're going to put a 3 outside when we're doing synthetic division. Because it's a factor, it also tells us that that remainder has to be 0. If it's not 0, we made a mistake. So if we look at our function, all the terms are there. And so we want to write down our coefficient. So we have a 1, a -8, a 21, and a -18. And so we're going to go through the process of synthetic division. So we bring down our leading coefficient, multiply by 3, add to -8, so -5. 3 times -5 is -15. And then 21 minus 15 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. And then again, 18 plus -18 better be 0, or we'd have to go back and find our mistake. And so from here, what we know, because of what they gave us, is that our factors are x minus 3, because they told us that one, and then whatever the factors of this result are going to be the rest of our answers. So we're going to have 3 factors for an answer, and we know that because it's cubic. And so what we're looking for here is, can I factor this? So remember that this is your A, B, and C in terms of a quadratic. So this is x squared minus 5x plus 6. So if I think about doing a product sum or a magic x, I want to know what multiplies to 1 times 6 and adds to -5. And so the factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. And so be careful, because both of these, it looks like they could be the answer. Since this is positive, that means that both would have to be negative. So then 2 and 3 are the one that works. So minus 2 minus 3. So our factors are x minus 2 and x minus 3. And then we still have the original x minus 3 from what we were given. So notice that since I have 2 of these, technically my answer is x minus 3 squared times x minus 2. So I divide by the factor that was given, and then I have to use a product sum to factor my result. And I use all 3 of those factors as my solution.